Tell us a story.
Yes, tell us a story.
Alrighty then, we're gonna start our day. Going to had to spray the windshield to get the frost off of it. We're gonna let it set for a minute, let it warm up, let it get a little heat. So it's a little chilly. So I thought I would make the comments I made before on one of the other videos that I had a story time about driver's ed, or student drivers as they have now. Back in the 60s, early 70s, they taught driver's ed in most of the schools. Now I don't know if they teach them in the school, but I do know they have services that come out around here. They have services that you can hire to teach your children to drive. Parents must just be so busy doing other things in their lives that they can't teach their children proper. Well, then again, I come to think of it, probably they don't teach them because they don't know themselves. There you go. That makes much more sense to me. But the driver's ed of the day, remember, me and Henry Ford, they used to teach you about the vehicle. You didn't even get in the car until you went through a full course of vehicle maintenance, vehicle safety. If you didn't know gas, oil, tires, bearings, transmissions, motors on a primitive or basic level, you couldn't even go further than that into the actual driving of the cars until you did that. So you had to learn that, then you had to learn safety rules, regulations, the laws, common courtesy, you know, just an idea of what you should and shouldn't do and how you should do it. And then you could go into actually driving the car, and it took you probably, I know it was at least a week of driving on closed course or huge parking lots or farm field roads before they would let you out onto a public road. My niece took some of the paid for because of the jobs that my sister works and stuff. Basically, she's on call 24/7 and a lot of times can't leave her computer. And her husband, which is now the ex-husband, I wouldn't let him drive a screwdriver. The world was in danger of that if he ever even had a screwdriver in his hand, let alone driving a car. And I've rode with him, so no. So she went through that, and I would question my niece after, you know, she was done through these courses and stuff. Well, what did you learn? In no way, shape, or form did she ever learn anything about the vehicle, how to operate the vehicle, how to maintain and service the vehicle, what to do in panic situations, breakdown situations, anything like that. They just put her in the car and pointed her down the road and shouted directions to her, and never once any laws, regulations, common courtesies, common sense things. And you would have hoped that having my blood in her from mom and dad, that she'd have got some of that, but it all got null and void from her father. I think that was a genetic canceling out mode. So my thing is that they wouldn't even let us on the road until we knew all this stuff. And I see a lot of these kids driving today and these student drivers, whatever courses and stuff, and they're going down the road and you see the instructor on his cell phone or on a laptop or on a tablet or whatever. I would hope that he's doing something productive toward that individual, that child's education towards safety to the roads, and not playing Candy Crush or talking to the old lady or old man or whatever. I've seen a lot of them out on the road, and it is just amazing at what they're doing and the way they're doing it. I mean, honestly, I understand that today's parents are much different than my year's parents, but the people that you're letting teach, just because they've got a sticker on, teach your children to drive, just because they have a sticker on the side of their car or a website, doesn't really, and all these little stars, doesn't mean they're certified or qualified to teach them properly. You know, but I guess We're going to be able to get away from all of that because, hello, the powers that be have decided the safest thing to do is let the cars drive themselves. Automated braking, automated parking. Basically, you get in the car, turn on your cell phone, and push the button and program it in and go. Scares the crap out of me. You're basically giving up all of your control, people. Now, again, remember, this is just my old fart's opinion. Get off my lawn, you kids! Quit throwing rocks at my dog! Yeah, that's me. My opinion on what we're giving up. The day that I can no longer control, and I mean physically, it's an iffy thing every day to be able to control anything, even walking, but the day I have to give up control to a machine, and I work on machines, I've worked on computers for almost the last 30 years, give up my life to the control of that type of thing, I'm done personally. I'm absolutely done. I will dig a hole and blow my brains out. I do not want to be going down there. If you want that type of thing, get on a bus. You know, everybody goes, well, I don't want to give up my freedom of my car, my driver, but what the hell freedom do you have when you get in it, program it, it takes you someplace and you're busy on your cell phone? That's not freedom, folks. That's not freedom. You're not paying attention or giving courtesy to the person next to you. I'm not giving it up. So if they come to that point, of course, our classes of driver's ed will be get out your cell phone, program the car, take a nap, go to sleep, eat, stuff your face, drink, party, chat with your friends, play Candy Crush, whatever, and you'll get there in a little while. I'm sure that we will get to that. I'm sure that the future will be that. But individual modules, that's crazy. I would prefer to see where they have the individual modules programmed to join into a stream, link with other modules like a giant train, link with other modules and go to your destination, detach and go to your actual place where you need to be. That it would be much more secure than all of these little cars programmed to run and be safe and secure, automated, you know, and just dragging you all over. And again, I'm old, that's my opinion, and it honestly doesn't matter, does it? Thank you all for listening. The gopher is warmed up. I'm gonna go get the kids off my lawn. I'm gonna get into work, see if I can help somebody. I hope. Let's ride. I am all for safety features, new items and stuff that can make the cars more safe, especially if, you know, someone's in the road or motorcycles out there and people are not paying attention, they come up on it that the car automatically brakes and everything. I can understand that and appreciate that. I believe that would be beneficial. But I can also see, in my warped little brain, actually it's a big brain, but we won't get into bragging. In my mind, that I can see people abusing that type of thing. Well, just traffic's flying, going back and forth, and they want to get across the street, or they just want to jaywalk and not wait for the proper safety signal and or crossing. Just step right out in traffic because they know that the cars will stop and they have that control. Yeah, that type of abuse of whatever perceived power or abilities is what's going to get people killed and cause more problems. I can see that happening. You know, how are they going to handle motorcycles? How are they going to autonomized motorcycles, or are they going to deem that motorcycles, since we can't run these the same way, should be outlawed or banned or whatever? You want to talk about freedom, you know, people giving up freedom to things and stuff. The day that you give up the freedom to be able to get onto a bike and go where you want to go, how you want to go, to me, again, absolutely means nothing. You're giving up everything. When you have to walk that line and talk that talk and la 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 and zip 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 and whatever, that's when they put the little implant in the back of your brain and they run you. They're already doing that with a lot of the computer technology of today, just to mention Windows 10. If you really knew what that's gleaning for the control of your psyche, your subliminal, the part of your brain that will pick up things that you don't even know consciously that you're watching or doing, the information that it pulls. But then I digress. This was supposed to be about student drivers and where it's going. Anyway, I'm done. It's a subject that I could go on for hours. Not that it would be interesting to anybody other than me and a few other people living in bunkers under farmhouses. So we're gonna get in here. I'm gonna help out as many people as I can, spread the word. I'm gonna do my thing. Y'all take care of each other and do your thing. See ya!
Many hours later.
Alrighty, we have finished our day, and I thought I was done with my rant, but apparently not. Went in, started my day, turned on the internet, set everything up, and a YouTube commercial came up with a gentleman on his phone, not paying attention to his surroundings, stepping off the curb into traffic, and of course that beautiful automated stopping system in the new car saved his life, and the people sitting in the car were amazed that that feature was even there. I told you, people are going to die because they're going to just take advantage of it. Another thing was in conversation with the CT with Cave Troll, just a brief thing about daily maintenance. Student drivers are not taught the daily maintenance, or what we were taught first thing was the walk around. When you went to the car after all the classroom, after all of the basic learning, after all the common sense and laws, it was a walk around. You did not get into a vehicle without doing your walk around. Tires, oil, water, anything leaking, anything rattling. Period. People nowadays go out, get in a vehicle, start and go, expect to drive 100,000 miles without ever them having to look at anything. Seen so many cars off the side of the road with tires just shredded beyond belief. No one ever looks. Now, granted, I drive vehicles and have, especially the Gopher, with the original front tire from 1997. It was dry rotted and destroyed, and I still drove it. That was a choice on my behalf. Not a smart one, not an intelligent one, but I drove it until this year when it had to be changed because I could actually put my finger in the cracks in the sidewall. A little bit different. I'm not saying better, I'm just saying at least I knew I was taking my life in my hands. Anyway, I'm gonna get home, try and change the tires on the old rusty bucket, and see what the finish of the day will bring. I think I'm done. Not 100% sure, but I think I'm done. Let's ride. I'm home. I hope to be done with my rant. But if anything else pops into this feeble old brain, y'all be the first to know. Gonna go in here and get some rest. Second thought, I think I'm gonna change those tires first and we'll take care of that issue. Then I'm gonna rest and we'll see what tomorrow brings. If I'm lucky, I'll be allowed to get up and start all over again. See ya!
Story time is over!